So, please raise your hand and say, and tell me, like, how did they take that Japanese footage and use it to, and how did they use it, basically? Yes, sir, in the back. Yes, you.
Well, the Japanese one seemed a bit more, like, realistic, like how it's gambling instead of just like a pinball machine. And then in the American version, it seemed more for, like, the thing started bribing. I'm not sure what's in Japanese, but it just seems more childish, I guess.
I mean, that is the thing. There's a cultural difference in what like kids will accept and things like that. And the thing is that also with that fight scene is that as you saw in the Japanese one, there's like the red, the yellow, the blue, and the green ranger all flipping around and whatnot. In this one, and the white ranger was certainly not in it. But then in the American one, they're like, you know what kids love? Tommy. Kids really like Tommy. Let's put him in there. Why not? So they took footage from a completely different episode and just stuck him in there because kids like Tommy. And originally it was an episode about Rocky, the Red Ranger, but they're like, nah, man, kids like Tommy. It's all good. JDF, yay. He's overrated. So yay to that. Now I've got tokusatsu, which is a broad thing, means special effects in Japanese, but it's sort of the broad term for the Japanese superheroes. So we've got the Kamen Rider. We've got Ultraman, which is actually pretty well known outside of the whole Power Rangers thing. We've got metal heroes like this dude. We've got the Caesar series, which was just 3 series there. We got the Tomuka Hero guys, and there's even a live-action Sailor Moon series that's actually classified under tokusatsu. It's good times. It's actually a pretty awesome show. I have a lot of friends who don't even like. Once again, if you watch tokusatsu, you're watching for you're watching for the lulz, and occasionally it. The thing with tokusatsu is you get out of it what you want to get out of it. If you want to watch serious things and you can take those clips of what you just saw as serious, then fine, it's a serious show. But if you watch it and think, oh, these production values are terrible. Oh my God, the strings, I can see them. Like, that's fine. You can get enjoyment out of it too. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with like the whole like ironic watching or whatever. It's fine. As long as you're getting enjoyment out of it, that's what matters, you know?
I feel like they're really genuinely entertaining episodes to me.
Yeah.
Like, the production quality is also hilarious.
Oh, of course. And they're all made to sell toys. Like, I mean, whoever made this show was, oh my God, don't die, Seamus. Whoever made this show was like, oh man, we're gonna get to sell a toy of every single one.
Oh yeah.
So that was good times. And some little fun facts for you. Gavan, one of the first metal hero, was actually the inspiration for RoboCop. Which is funny because there was actually an interview recently with a man named August Ragone, who's probably the world's most, at least in America, the American expert on tokusatsu. He said that back in like the early 80s, he was trading tapes with a bunch of dudes, and he traded them with a bunch of guys in Hollywood. Well, these guys then showed the director of RoboCop, or the designer of RoboCop, and he was like, yes. And it's funny because, I mean, basically, you can see the resemblance, but then it's funny that then the Metal Hero series saw RoboCop, and they're like, let's be like RoboCop. So it's kind of a weird, layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. So let's get a little taste of the Gavan and the questionable production values.
聖なる者はこの時のためにレーザーレードレーザーレードすぐ撃つんだはい
I love how they just think, man, we gotta pose. They jump out of the spaceship or whatever, and then they just pose. Like, I would think it's like, dude, we're done. BRB, I'm gone. All right. So then, sorry, we're going to get to that in a second. I'm going to show a couple other examples of the whole delightful goodness of tokusatsu. And I'm always keen to show, clips of ladies kicking ass because ladies, much like in real life, can kick ass as well. So, that's okay. This is one called Just a Riser. Good time. Good times. All right. So then we've also got some, and that's like more a recent example. And once again, like if you're just looking to get into this genre, the newer stuff is kind of good to look at because the older stuff, which I'm about to show you, it's really interesting to watch. I really like it, but it's not for everyone. Older things, much like any kind of entertainment from like the 70s or 80s, has a different style and pace to it. Doesn't make it bad. It's just different than what you may be used to with the hyper fast editing we're used to and stuff blowing up everywhere. This is from the show called Super Robot Red Baron, which you can actually get on DVD at Walmart for like $5. So good times.
の回電波が発信されている。おそらくロボットを操ってるに違いない。了解。直ちに1区に向かいます。よし、こいつは俺に任せろ。お前たちは早く。オッケー。レッドブロー。
This was cutting edge stuff back in the 70s. It's kind of impressive what they're about to do. Gravity does not work the same in a Toku show. So, and then we've got another wonderful example of tokusatsu with Ultraman. Ultraman is a guy who, he holds up a lance or some eye things and he's like, yeah, and then he transforms into Ultraman. There have been a lot of different Ultramen. This show's been going on for well over 40 years. And this is just another great example. Another somewhat older clip, but a good example of what Ultraman is. This is my no-no square. Another victory for good over evil.
Yay.
20% more decapitations. So, then, next up, we've got Ameritoku. Ameritoku is probably my favorite subgenre of tokusatsu. Ameritoku is basically, after Power Rangers was successful, the same company that did it and a couple others thought, man, we want to have a show just as good as Power Rangers. So then we got some interesting ones that some took footage from Japanese shows, some didn't, and it's like Power Rangers last and everything. This is VR Troopers. And yeah, it's a thing. So we've got Ameritoku. We're going to talk about a few of these. We're going to talk about Mystic Knights of Tierno. We're going to talk about tattooed teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. That's going to be a good one. Then we've got VR Troopers, and we've got Masked Rider.
Yeah.
Masked Rider, awesome. So let's show off a little clip. First one is from VR Troopers.